Child stars are an enigma. We think that they stay young forever, but in the blink of an eye, they start looking like little adults. Clocks certainly tick in a different way in Hollywood, and child stars are expected to not only keep their innocence, but also master the art of maturing at the same time. As we get rolling, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and join our notification squad. Hola! Did you hear about our latest addition to our family? TheRichest Español is the perfect place for all you native Spanish speakers out there. Don't speak Spanish? No problem. Come on over. This is the perfect place to practice. Amazing facts, interesting people, and funny pictures. Check out TheRichest Español today. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown is one of the biggest breakout stars of 2016 after her debut on the Netflix hit show Stranger Things as the character 11. In fact, many people wanted to know more about Brown, like where did she come from, what has she done, where is she going? Who knew that a paranormal show set in the 80s would do so well? Because all eyes have been on her for over a year, the world has watched her grow up from a timid-looking child into a stunning teenager. She can also sport the short haircut like a champ and make us all follow suit. Brown just recently entered her teens, so she still has a lot of growing up to do. Let's hope she still has time to be a kid in the midst of publicity tours and filming. She's carrying more confidence about herself, and she's very much dressing like a young woman these days. There's no doubt that she will make even more waves with future seasons of Stranger Things. Also, with the level of talent she has, Brown will likely find a flourishing career outside of Netflix. Bella Thorne. Bella Thorne is no stranger to a bit of controversy, as well as being one of the most popular child stars of the decade. The world has watched her grow and change over the years. She made waves with the Disney Channel, especially for her role as Cece Jones in the series Shake It Up. But as we know with Hollywood, once you grow up a bit, it can be hard to keep up with the bustling business. Yet Thorne has managed to keep up because she balanced that fine line of keeping her youth and maturing at the same time. In August 2016, she stirred up the pot of drama when she got with her brother's ex-girlfriend while coming out of the metaphor for clothes storage space. Speaking of clothes, Thorne even posed for GQ while not wearing a lot of garments, and she did it without the confidence of photo editing. She's managed to do all of this before she's old enough to even enjoy an alcoholic beverage. Well, come to think of it, maybe she is maturing a bit too quickly. We guess there's a reason she's not doing so much on the Disney Channel anymore. Jared S. Gilmore. You could say that Jared S. Gilmore has literally grown up before our eyes. We first met him in 2008 when he guest starred on the show Without a Trace, and followed that by playing the role of Bobby Draper in Mad Men. In 2011, he made his big break playing Henry Mills in the ABC show Once Upon a Time, which is a different take on our favorite Disney characters. As the show progressed, we watched Gilmore go from a little boy into a handsome teenager. Considering that he's ready to start college, it's not a shock that he's ready to move on, even if the rest of us aren't. One of the things that stood out the most with Gilmore was the fact that he was like a little adult from the get-go. His performance on the show couldn't have been accomplished if he didn't have the self-awareness of a mature adult. Perhaps he had to grow up a bit too fast in order to keep up with his character, or he was already that down-to-earth in the first place. Chloe Grace Moretz. Chloe Grace Moretz is one of the most talented actresses in Hollywood. While she may not be old enough to go to a bar or rent a car, she's matured exceptionally quickly. Considering she had to swear like a sailor for her role in the movie Kick-Ass, she was already doing some grown-up things and shocking audiences all over the world. These days, Moretz is still doing the acting thing, as well as getting back together with ex Brooklyn Beckham. There was even a concern that she was growing up too fast in 2012 for her role in the movie Dark Shadows. This is probably one of the biggest criticisms in Hollywood, when it seems like a child star has to toss their childhood to the side so that they can more accurately portray a certain type of character. But Moretz doesn't seem to be too shattered or scarred from her career, at least that we know of. Anyway, Moretz's career hasn't seemed to hit any speed bumps, and she's still one of the most followed celebrities on social media. The world just can't get enough of her. Finn Wolfhard. Finn Wolfhard is originally from Vancouver, Canada, and you could say that he's one of the most popular and well-known child stars of 2015 and 2016. Before he got his big break playing Mike Wheeler on Stranger Things, he had some guest spots here and there on shows like The 100 and Supernatural. After Stranger Things debuted, people were obsessed over Wolfhard, and because he's so talented, he even plays Richie in the 2017 remake of It. Considering both Stranger Things and It are set in the 80s, maybe he was being typecast? Anyway, if you look at his lines in these two productions, and especially it, you'll know that he was saying some pretty grown-up things and making some really inappropriate references. However, since he was playing a teenage boy, his lines were pretty accurate. Yes, moms, your angelic boys are likely talking about some pretty PG-13 rated things. As Finn has grown up before our eyes, he has become the prime example of how much a child star can change in just a year. His cheeks of baby fat have thinned out, and he's looking more like a young man every day. Ella Anderson. Child stars will typically stick to one of two networks, Disney or Nickelodeon. These two production companies are like the conveyor belts of child stars, churning out a new one every day. They often get criticized for making their child stars grow up way too fast in order to appease their demographic. You don't hear too often of a child star working for both companies, but that's exactly what happened with Ella Anderson. She started off with the Disney Channel before landing a role as Piper Hart in the Nickelodeon show Henry Danger. While she is truly a child star who hasn't even hit her teenage years yet, she's grown up and matured quickly, maybe even too fast. She's working towards having a career outside of any kid-friendly network, so she has to show that she's mature and grown up. Maybe all of that quick growing up has helped Anderson in the long run, as she was cast in the 2017 movie The Glass Castle. Perhaps she will eventually outgrow Nickelodeon and use her talents to become an A-list celebrity? Only time will be able to answer that question. Quvenzhané Wallis. Quvenzhané Wallis has accomplished more stuff than most people do in their lifetime. At the age of 9, she was nominated for an Oscar for her role as Hush Puppy in the movie Beasts of the Southern Wild. She was the youngest actress to ever receive such a nomination in the 21st century, as well as the first. In 2014, she starred in the remake and film adaptation of the musical Annie, and she seemed to disappear after that. But just because things were quiet on her end, it doesn't mean that things weren't happening. She played herself in Beyoncé's Lemonade and even lended her voice to movies like Trolls and Khalil Gibran's The Prophet. At just 14 years old, she published not one, but 2 picture books. The first one is called A Night Out with Mama, which is based on her night out at the Academy Awards in 2013. The other is called Shy and Emmy Star in Break an Egg, which is about 2 best friends attending a performing arts academy. While she's just a teen, she's matured so fast she's practically an adult. MAIA Mitchell. While MAIA Mitchell may be approaching her mid-20s, she's no stranger to Hollywood. In fact, she was actively working in Australia as a child star before making her way to the United States. At just the tender age of 13, the Australian actress starred as Brittany Floon on the TV show Mortified, as well as Natasha Hamilton on the show Trapped and the sequel Castaway. She then went on to land roles on the Disney Channel show Jessie, as well as the movie Teen Beach Movie. Mitchell also played Callie on The Fosters, so there's no doubt that she has some talent, and some of the content she's had to perform has been a bit mature. In turn, she's had to mature in order to fully understand and embrace her character. Her recent relationship with YouTube and Vine star Rudy Mancuso has managed to throw her back into the spotlight. MADISYN Shipman. MADISYN Shipman plays Kenzie Bell on the Nickelodeon show Game Shakers. Luckily, landing a starring role on a major children's network is nearly a guarantee of success when you're young. While she's barely old enough to drive a car, she's become a hit in the Nickelodeon community. Even though she's a child star, she still remains very down to earth. As she continues to navigate through Hollywood, she's had to do some growing up in order to keep up with the competition. Believe it or not, one of her first roles was on the show Sesame Street when she was just a little one. While she's definitely outgrown Elmo, she still manages to keep her childlike innocence as she descends into her teenage years. If you compare her photos from when she first started on Game Shakers to now, you'll find that she's definitely grown up a lot. Embracing pending womanhood is all about becoming an adult. Who knows what the future will hold for her career when she finally becomes a legal adult, but Shipman seems to have a good head on her shoulders. LIZZY Greene. LIZZY Greene was just 11 years old when she started playing the role of Dawn Harper on the Nickelodeon show Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. While she may be the only girl in the quadruplet set, she's certainly grown up a lot faster than her male co-stars. If you look at the comparison, it definitely provides a valid argument that girls might mature faster than boys. These days, she's practically looking like a young woman, making it hard to believe that she's just 14 years old. That's right, folks, this young actress isn't old enough to have a driver's license, let alone a driver's permit. Like most teenagers, she's keeping the world constantly updated on her life on social media outlets like Instagram. While her career seems to be centric to just Nickelodeon-related shows, it will be interesting to watch her career as she grows up and eventually grows out of Nicky, Ricky, Dickie, and Don. We know the show will last until at least 2018, and Greene is still rocking it as the sole female lead. That's some awesome girl power for you. And before you go, don't forget to check out all the new and exciting content over at TheRichest Español. Adios! What do you think of these child stars? Tell us all about it in the comments. Before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and be sure to check out these other great videos from TheRichest. See you next time!